Now it's recording. Audio check. Bunch of audio checks. Okay. 100 again. Fuck you. What the fuck is wrong with my fucking back? Does it hurt? Gotta turn off all the fucking tabs in Google. Gotta turn off Steam, Discord. Right now I'm uploading, but I'm uploading from the banana USB. Okay, I wanna see this case. I wanna see this Simon Black character. Doesn't this Tanuki statue remind me of the Manor's caretaker Phineas Filch? This raccoon looking thing? Yeah, it does look like him. Oh, I just got the best idea. You should knock it over, it might transform back into Mr. Filch. Mr. Filch is mischievous, but he's not magical either. Wait to wait's a brilliant idea, Apollo. Oh yeah, right. Oh my god, controls. What is V being used for? I don't know what V is being used for, so let's switch this to touch screen. Hello? Oh yeah, it's with the mouse. But I'm pressing it, what the fuck? Why is nothing happening? V. I'm pressing V. Nothing happens, literally nothing happens. Oh, okay. This is so weirdly done. I'm gonna hate the investigations, I think. So this is where Alder Mancubus' body was found. Apparently the murder weapon, a spear, had Mayor Temma's prints on it. That's not good. Never fear, Detective Fulbright is here. Yikes. Of course I can't offer you any information on my investigation, so... in the name of justice, I must say goodbye. What was that all about? Apollo, what words come to mind when you watch the pendulum in there? Unsteady and restless. That's a direct representation of your current state of mind. Wait, that was some kind of psychological test? My diagnosis? The strange case has made you anxious, causing you to lose your cool. You're actually not that far off the mark. Can't move it down? Holy fuck, guys. What is this thing? It's a folding screen. I wonder what they were using it for. I read that the Japanese use these in drafty rooms, but now they are just for show. You mean like my attorney's badge? Sniffle. Poor Athena. That cop treating her like a child must have really bothered her. That's not what I pressed. Oops. Again. Where the fuck is my fucking thing? This is so stupid. I press V, then OK. Let's examine. Oh my god, this is so stupid. You don't have an actual mouse. Hey, this window opens. Like, isn't there an option to show the fucking... there's gotta be. No, this is actually really bad. Render stimulated touchscreen interactions. And outside we have ourselves a steep cliff. The window only opens about 6 inches, not wide enough for everyone to get in or out. Look, Apollo, there's something caught in the window frame. Looks like gold fur. What a pretty color. It must be from some kind of animal. Wonder what it's doing here. Did Alderman QB have a pet fox? Oh, guys. So. See, now you can... Okay, now this is way better. Because now I see what the fuck it's supposed to be pointing at. Okay, now this works way better. Oh my god, so good. Look, a cat with 2 tails! No such thing. Oh, and this lady has a really long neck. Ha ha ha, how funny is that? There's no way a creature like that could ever exist. She would have a tough time swallowing. Apollo, I bet you were one of those kids who didn't believe in Santa Claus. What's that got to do with anything? Okay, do I need... yeah, I kinda need to change screens every time. That's the only way to like free the mouse. That's so stupid. Okay, either way. What do we have here? Looks like a statue of the 90th fox and Tamataro battling it out. Careful, Apollo, it's got blood on it. Really? Hey, you're right. Wonder if it's the other man's blood. How can you remain so calm after seeing all this blood? Well, this isn't the first I've seen something like this, so... You're no fun at all. At least act surprised or grossed out or something. It's for my first case. I already am a lawyer. You want me to be an actor too? Okay. Some prominent stuff happening in this game. Is it recording, by the way? Oh yeah, there's audio. Okay, cool. That looks like an air vent. It's pretty high up there. What if you got a running start and jump? Not even a high jumper could make it. Oh, don't rule it out before you try it. Besides, I'm an excellent jumper. Even so, that must be about 9 feet high. Like I said, you don't know until you try, Monsieur Justice. She doesn't know when to give up and when to stop using foreign words. Oops. Look, trophies. Oh, this one was awarded to Alderman QB. The Amazing 90s Yokai Div winner, Temma Town Pro Wrestling Tournament. Yokai Division, I didn't know you could have a division of one. Apollo, you should enter the tournament next time. And I have the perfect name for you. The Mysterious Firebrand. Mild-mannered masked lawyer by day, demonic masked wrestler by night. No one's going to hire a masked lawyer at Hannah. Yeah, no one's going to do that. Fucking shit. Fucking shit. Yeah, gotta bear with this one. At least now I can click. Holy fuck. Oops. I clicked on the Forbidden Chamber. They say the demon Tamotaro was imprisoned in there before his escape. Think we could get this door open? It's worth a try. No good. It's shut tight. I don't even see a keyhole. Seems pretty hopeless. Injustice with us. Yikes. Did I just hear the voice of someone in need? Allow me to fill you in. This door simply will not open. We have tried and tried, but it won't budge. It's an essential part of the culture found in this manor, so we can't blow it up either. An unopenable door, right? According to Miss Jinxie Temma, it was shut tight when she came across the crime scene. Thanks for the tip, Detective Fulbright. We didn't expect you to be so helpful. Forget I just said that. So the Forbidden Chamber was shut tight at the time of the murder. Sounds like something I better keep in mind. So we're gonna like put that on a note or something? I don't know. Examine, okay. Bunch of stuff to examine here. Examine the fox. Look, this statue only has one tail. Maybe it's a nine-tailed fox's sidekick. But I bet the number of tails represents a yokai's power. So if you had two Apollo, I would only have one. Wait, what? Not that it means you are better than me, got it? Like I said, what? She's got a tail. Okay, cool. Atena is a interesting creature. Dude, what the fuck is this? Dude, what the fuck is this? This is so stupid. It's so hard to navigate this. But I guess I should buy a 3DS or something, I don't know. Or download the Android version and play that. There's something wedged under this chair. Let's see if we can lift it up and... freeze. Yikes. No disturbing crime scene evidence, even if you are the mayor's lawyers. He does have a point there. Hey Detective Fulbright, did you hear about the attack over Yokai Lane? I hear an elderly woman was assaulted by a strange yokai shaped like a roll of cloth. And you waited till now to tell me? I better get over there once, in justice we trust. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Apollo, now's our chance to look around some more. The more I get to know her, the scarier she gets. Hope she never finds my weakness. Okay, bro. Whatever this is stuck on tight. Looks like a large blood-stained cloth. The blood's probably the Adderman's, but it's pretty far from his body. Wonder how it got there, and why does this seem important? Guess that about wraps it up. Now if only we could get the detective to tell us what he knows. Hey Apollo, do you hear something? I don't hear anything. Alright, your hearing must not be as sensitive as mine. What are you talking about? Whooshing sound like wind rushing through a narrow strait. And the echo of someone's voice. In justice we trust. Ha ha ha. Someone's got a sharp set of ears. That was the sound of my righteous voice reverberating through the air duct. I heard it through the air ducts. Yeah, check it out. But why would she hear you through there? Why don't we go to the diagram? Oh, really? As you can see, the vent is connected to an air duct that leads out in the hallway. Into the hallway. The wind must have rushed through there and carried my monologue with it straight to your ears. And what a unique monologue it was. I was just thinking, maybe the killer made their escape through the air duct or something. I have a cute theory, but I don't think so. The air duct in the hallway is low enough to climb into, that much is true. But as you can see, the vent in the ceiling is very high. 9 feet high, in fact. I highly doubt that there's any way to get up there without a ladder or something. And I don't see anything of the sort in this room, do you? I guess you're right. Speaking of things in this room, yeah? Can you tell us what you guys turned up, Detective Fulbright? Not on my watch, buddy. In the name of justice, I cannot reveal facts pertaining the prosecution's case. Oh, come on. Throw us a bone here. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright, but I recall you saying earlier that you would come running whenever we were in need. I suppose I did say that. Helping those in need is what justice is all about, but keeping information out of enemies' hands is also a form of justice. Alright. Which justice is the most just? Why is this always so hard? Well, how about this? Let's do a little give and take. I mean, serving the public is part of justice too, right? You know, like the police motto? To serve and protect. I doubt leaking information to the defense team falls under that motto. Yeah, of course. I must serve and well as protect. Okay, I will share some information in the name of justice. We did it, Apollo. Yeah, we did it alright, but I'm not sure that was entirely ethical. So this is my attorney's badge. No, present it with more confidence and conviction. Like this. In justice we trust. Okay, how's this? Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Here comes justice. That was amazing. But you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Let's see you do it 10 more times. Okay, I try my best. What are you doing? How did he talk me into this? Was it Miss Jinxie Temma who first discovered the crime scene? That's right, and this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Temma had a key allowing her immediate access. A key? So then the fox chamber was locked? Yes, and Miss Temma had the only key to his door. Really? So Alderman QB didn't have a key to the fox chamber? Actually, he had the master key for most of the doors in the manor, but it disappeared after his murder. Disappeared? You think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to a murder. We are looking into the possibility now. But it's the timing of Miss Temma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. You think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean. I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only have good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? Well, I wouldn't exactly call you a little good girl either. Thanks for the crime photo. Feathers and tracks. What is this shit? Those feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Temma something? Temma? Because from the black feathers and big tracks it looks like the creature did it. Our prime suspect would no doubt love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Temma whatchamacallit even be made a victim of slander? I doubt the mayor would do something as childish as blaming a boogeyman. So most likely scenario so far is that Temma guy left the feathers and tracks behind. To make it look like Yokai Temma was the killer. Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. At any rate, I doubt Mayor Temma would plant evidence like that. So, Mayor Temma is your only suspect? That's right, even his name, Damian Temma, makes him sound like a villain. And he really is scary looking too. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? Oh, don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, is that so? Yup, other than the victim, the suspect and Miss Temma, the only others around were Mr. Filch and Mayor Temma's aide, and the two of them were together at the time. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet. Just living up to his name, I guess. We should go talk to him again when we have a chance. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? True enough, that spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit, Damian Temma appears to be the most likely suspect. I admit it looks bad, but I'm still not buying it. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. Prosecutor assigned to Mayor Temma's trial? That's the one. He's, how shall I put it, not what you would expect. That is, unless you have faced a convicted killer serving hard time as a prosecutor before. What the? Is this some kind of a joke? Can I ask you why a man imprisoned for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature, but yokai are nothing more than a figment of imagination. They are baloney. Who better to prove this than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. But as a convicted murderer, no matter how you look at it, that's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so none of us are in position to question the matter. This really is the dark age of the law. This prosecutor, he wouldn't happen to go by the name Blackwell, would he? Bingo, Simon Blackwell. So you have heard of him. You could say that. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I bet you don't know his unofficial title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's the prosecutor Blackwell. The Twisted Samurai. Is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it also has to do with the effect of his crime, how I head on things. How so? His conviction is what twisted and warped the legal world into this dark age of the law. But, and he of all people is going to stand in court tomorrow? Never fear, I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Well, you kids knock yourselves out, and can't wait to see how you do tomorrow. Wait, Detective Fulbright, I have been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. Ah, I hadn't even noticed. Why am I barefoot? You honestly hadn't noticed until just now. Wait a second. Those shoes were found earlier. We found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, they are. My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must truly be on the side of justice. Don't tell me Mr. Peach actually stole from a detective. Stealing shoes right off of someone's feet. That's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't even notice. Well, looks like we have gotten all we can out of the detective, so let's see. Maybe we should go have a word with Mr. Fitch. I want to hear what his alibi is. Oh, sorry for the burping, shit. April 17, QB Manor. Boyer. This is just awful terrible, I say. Somebody help. Oh, look, it's Mr. What was it again? Finch? No, the name's Fitch. Phineas Fitch. Keep on pilfering and you may wind up a jailbird instead. So what seems to be the problem, Mr. Fitch? Oh, it's just terrible, I tell ya. Come quick. Okay. What's the deal with him all of a sudden? Looks like some kind of mask. It's the Amazing 90s mask. The Amazing 90s? Oh right, the wrestler who appeared during the festival special event. What's this mask doing here? He would never take off his mask like this. Someone must have killed him. What? Who would do such a thing? Let's go talk over there in private. Look! There's some white hair caught up inside this mask. White hair. Amazing 90s mask added to the court report. So what makes you believe that the Amazing 90s has been murdered? You really wanna know, eh? You're a studious one, ain't ya? Yes, I mean no, I just tell me please. Well, it's like this, I've dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you joining in the quest for the champion's belt? What a team! Me in my bandless mask and you in the demon mask of yours. Demon mask? Wonder if I could make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the time. Oh, no, I wasn't actually. Why did I let him pull me off topic like that? Come on, Apollo, ask him about the Amazing 90s murder already. Hey, wanna steal this from me? You mind if I ask you about this? Oh, that, right. Does it ring a bell? Oh, it's ringing, alright. You wanna thank me for all my hard work, and I humbly accept. No, this isn't a gift. Should have known this was a dead end. How about this shit? Hey, there's the Amazing 90s mask. You're aiming to sell it, ain't ya? Why, you sneaky lily-livered? No, I'm not trying to sell it. It could be a key piece of evidence. Ah, too bad. Thought I would hook you up with this buyer I know. Wait, you want me to sell it? This guy is amazing. The amazing 90s is our village savior, and don't you forget it. His trademarks a god cape made to look like 90s. Fuck's sake. He burst through the ring, smacking down Town wrestlers left and right. He sparked the monster craze, revitalizing 90s Vale in the blink of an eye. Yep, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town. The amazing 90s really does sound, well, amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing. That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Come to think of it, you look kind of a monster like yourself, Mr. Fish. Yes, it makes sense since you are from the same village as the amazing 90s. I know, a lot of people have told me I look like a yokai. Since when was that a compliment? Ouch, what's the big idea? Check your pocket. Hey, how did you do that? Keep it, I got lots more. So you keep saying that the amazing 90s was killed. What's the story behind that? Guys, this chair is super fucking uncomfortable, I gotta say. I really started to hate this chair. It's just so uncomfortable. Despite it being an office chair, I really need to like buy a new one, I think. But I don't know. I need a new chair. Are you saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's the only part of it. The main reason is no one's seen since the special event. The word around 90s Vale is he was killed by Temtaro. You villagers are really superstitious, aren't you? The fact that we love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot. The mayor on Tamatown? What is he plotting? Rumor has it he's planning on releasing Tamataro. That's why he wants the merger. He opened the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control. That's quite a tale. Ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could stop the mayor. Our hero, the amazing 90s. He vowed to battle the mayor of Tamatown and stop the municipal merger. I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Oh well, we still have to ask him about the alderman's murder, remember? Mr. Fish, would you mind telling us about what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office guarding the entrance like Mr. QB said I should. And I made double sure no one came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. You must be talking about this small room in the upper right. Definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. And you have an alibi to back your statement up, Mr. Fish? I do indeed. I was with Mayor Temba's aide. Laurent Lebel, his name. So the two of you were together, that's pretty sound alibi, alright? And nobody came in or out of the manor around the time of the murder? Kept watch here, the whole time didn't see a soul pass by. And if anyone did, the security camera would have stopped them. So no one came in or out around the time of the murder. That means we are dealing with someone who was already inside when it happened. So do you think this mask is the real deal? Not a doubt, this here is the mask worn by the amazing 90s. What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the golden anime fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. Then this places the mask at the crime scene at some point in time. Which means... What does this mean? Someone with white hair who is linked with the murder and is against the merger? No way. Could the amazing 90s and the Alderman actually be? Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look on your face. Oh no, it's nothing. Maybe Jinxie could tell us something, since she works here. Golden furry attached to the amazing 90s' mask. Let's see. April 17, Ninetales Vale, Yokai Lane. Oh look, there's Jinxie. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and sounds like she's out grocery shopping. She must really like dairy products. And a charm to make a better milkshake and another to cure my lactose intolerance. Maybe she should just stick to soy milk. Jinxie hates me. It's the demon lawyer. Not another warding charm. Oh, Apollo, is she? Oh right, this is your first time meeting each other. This is Jinxie, Mayor Tenma's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene. Oh, so she's the one who... hello, my name is Otana Sykes. I'll be helping Apollo defend your father at this trial. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you too. Oh, where's Trucy? She went back to the office ahead of us. But don't worry, Otana and I are on the case. Wait, how do I know you didn't? That you didn't gobble her up alive? Relax, I didn't eat her up, and I wouldn't do such a thing in the first place. Oh, poor little Trucy. I'm about to ready for some tears of frustration myself. She's quite an interesting character, huh, Apollo? So you really are a demon lawyer. So then you must know Emma Dio, the Praiser of Souls. What's he like? What's he like? Well, he's bald, has a white beard, and what? He shouts guilty and order while banging his gavel. I call him the judge. Oh, wow, he's as scary as I thought. He's just an old man who's wiser than you might think. Jinxie, I wanted to show you this. Wait, Apollo, you can't show that to her. Having her father arrested was bad enough. Ah, did you say something? Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh, never mind. Wait, Jinx is a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales. She would probably freak out if I showed her this mask without the guy in it. What are you thinking? It will crush her if she figures out her favorite wrestler is dead. Yes, I spare her the grief, although she really could use a reality check. Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened? Not much. At least not yet. But do you think Temataro was the killer, right? You do think Temataro was the killer. That yokai we saw at the festival. I don't know anything about that. But you said Temataro murdered the Ederman. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell me. What was that for? People see things when they don't get enough sleep. People see things. There's no such thing as monsters. What's gotten into her? So if there are no monsters, you admit I'm human? No, you're still a demon. Oh, I give up. Seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Temataro for some reason. But that's precisely what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the fox chamber. Jinxie, about this charm. Oh, that's... You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought Temataro was the murderer. That's how you gave this to me, right? That's true, but... if there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. And it will help your father too. Alright, then. Why do you think Temataro was the killer? I saw him with my own eyes. Temataro was right there in the manor. He escaped his prison and ran right by me. What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when... I saw Temataro. I was right around there. He was running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear, but there was no one around to help me shiver. The foul beast raced right by me toward the fire. Mr. Fish and Mr. LaBelle was supposedly in the fire at the time. That means they would have seen Temataro too. Sounds like we would better get their statements. Considering Jinx's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her. Follow? Remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Temataro flying through the air. Wonder if it's the same Temataro Jinx says she saw. Don't be ridiculous. Temataro is the killer, and he can fly too. Jinx works at the Elderman's banner, so maybe she can shed some light on this. So no one knows the amazing Ninetales true identity? They say no one's ever seen him without his mask. Doesn't that make you want to know even more? That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular. Wait, you mean expose, as in strip them naked? Eek, you'd even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers. That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's got to be a story behind it. No one can stop the amazing Ninetales. Bet she would be shocked to find out he's really the Elderman. That Mataru you saw? About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime, anything else stand out? Actually, I heard a strange jangly sound. Jangly sound, can you be a little more specific? My memory is kind of fuzzy, but I vaguely recall seeing Temataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound. Does Temataro usually carry a staff? Good question, I've never heard anything like that and it's not shown on the scroll. How about in other documents, any of them show Temataro with a staff? This is the only document depicting Temataro. After all, those who needless depict demon are forever cursed. Then what's the deal with Temataro you saw, Jinxie? Jinx's statement. Eyewitness. Why didn't you tell me you saw Temataro earlier? Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell. Mr. LaBelle? Papa's aide. Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly in the fire at the time of the crime. It's so obvious that he's the murderer, and what exactly did he tell you? Keep the village superstitions in mind. Before you go talking about seeing Temataro at the time of the crime. Village superstitions. They say you must not gaze upon Temataro, but in the event that you do look. And then tell anyone what you saw, Temataro will claim your soul. And that's something everyone here knows, sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Everyone from babies to the village elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here. Hey, come to think of it. Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there, you mustn't stare at Temataro like that. Lower your eyes. You'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Steal my soul? Seriously? The guy at the special event thing said almost the exact same thing. Apollo, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Temataro? I seriously doubt it. He's not even from 90 as well. Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking? Good question. I think we better go have a word with him. Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the fire. Bueno, next up, the manor foyer. With any luck, he'd be there waiting for us. Can the investigation spot stop? QB Manor foyer. There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something. Somebody left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Oh, it's a TV program guide. Emma Town Pro Wrestling Howling Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire Blow by Blow, commentary by Timothy Twilight. Hey, what do you think you're doing? It's a... Oh, Mr. Fish, what can we do for you? I bet she was going to scream monster, which really isn't much of a stretch. Ain't nothing I need you do for me, but what business do you got with my TV listings? Oh no, it's just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program today? Yep, that was a match between a couple low-rank amateurs though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that. I seriously doubt that. TV listings. I was forgot, there's something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Fish, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Temotaro or something like that? Ah, Temotaro? So did you see him? My, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine it every day, like Bertie-like. Real Bertie-like. The ladies must love it. Don't change the subject. And FYI, that was a seriously better attempt at flattery. Jinxie said she saw Temotaro fleet over the fur. So you must have seen him too if you were here. Yipes. Wow, I really pushed the button there. Well, did you see anything or not? That is quite enough. I must ask you that you not pester my friend anymore. Yipes, forgive me for being pestered, sir. And you are? I am Florent Lebel. You divine and personal aid to Mayor Damien Temma. You divine, more like yokai grotesque. The place is crawling with monsters. Oh, excuse you. What the heck was that for? It was just a little cologne. You had a look of a stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Jesus Lebel. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh, what a heavenly scent. 50 cent. I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I have you know that is brand number 5, Bonjour. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy, average French people. Where's my bottle of adieu so I can return the favor? Enough about the cologne. Please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. How's that? Yes? Do you always go around sticking your hand in other people's faces? Oh no, I just wanted to show you this. Ah yes, you do have something in that grimy paw of yours. But I only have eyes for the things of beauty. Now, if you would excuse me. Yes, he only look at stuff that interests him. Yes, that's a warding charm, but why are you showing it to me? Yes, it doesn't work on all monsters. Shame on you thinking that would work on me. You should be honored to bathe in my beautiful sand peasant. I really wish it would work. Okay, let's just talk. Get to the trial. I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Temotaro. Why that little show? So she told you she saw the demon, didn't she? Mr. Lebel, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Oh, please. I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this war Temotaro business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do, which is true. He is one scary monster. That's crazy. You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Well, you are real and you sure look like a monster. Hook was talking. So Mr. Lebel, and you didn't see Temotaro? Little Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas? That's right, I didn't see nothing, especially not Temotaro. As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. I got 2 words for this guy, total freak. Yeah, Your alibi. What's your alibi, motherfucker? Could I ask you what you were doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you would like to hear my alibi. To think you would suspect me of 4 people. Oh no, it's just formality. We ask everyone the same questions. How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to the Bureau itself. You obviously can see straight. Like that splits really help. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Fiatch, answer the question. At the time of the crime, we were in this here foyer. Good answer, Fiatch, good answer. Just repeating what you thought. You said quite enough. What is with these two? Great, now he's got me talking like that. Are you quite through here? I'm very busy, man, you know. Right, well, thanks for your help. So these two were in the foyer but didn't see Temataro. Come along, Fiatchi. Where are we going? Oh, right, gotta practice them statements for tomorrow. Yipes, my eyes. Going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. What does he mean, practice statements? If you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Temataro. Really, how can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice. You mean you have good ears? Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. And my ears can pick up on even the subtlest tones for some reason. That's an interesting skill. But what do you mean he's preoccupied with Temataro? Not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Temataro. That's what I picked up from his voice anyway. Everywhere we turn it's Temataro this, Temataro that. We should go talk to the mayor too. Sounds like a plan. We need to get the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Temataro. This is some really excessive investigation. Visitor's room. Something wrong, Apollo? Where did your enthusiasm go? What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Temataro? I best say think I'm an idiot. At was sugar. Oh, he's here. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner out in the Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Temataro. Oh, yes. I look forward to working with you too. Glad he didn't mind Otella calling him by a completely wrong name. Apollo is just as kind as and gentle looking as I had imagined. Lucky for you after the blunder you just made. That was something I wanted to talk to you about. There are rumors going around about how you want to or did set Temataro free. What other nonsense? They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. But those rumors don't have a shred of proof, I tell you. A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? What he really needs to work on are his people skills. So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through in order to release Temataro. Of course, that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Oh, sorry if I offended you. So that's the talk around town, is it? I can see how that would make you angry. What if Jinx's schoolmates start teasing her about this? Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson. No, wait, first we have to get you a not guilty verdict. Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie, that is coming to save you. Relax, we look out for your daughter until we can get you free. Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself? Oh boy, they'd probably call in the SWAT team if you showed up at her school. Alright, I ought to ask about the reason behind the merger. Seems like you were rather forceful in the pushing for the municipal merger. Did you really want 90 as well, that badly? Yes, well, it's quite an attractive price in terms of tourism. Wait, am I feeling what I think I'm feeling? Sure, I played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary. I knew it. My bracelet's reacting. Or is it a hole? Mirtam may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. Oh yeah, I forgot the shit. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense. Because it begins to feel tight on my arm. No way. You can do that? Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Sure, each of us has our own special gifts. Phoenix has the bluffing skill. Bluffing magic. Oh yeah, Atana has a gift too, her special sense of hearing. Still, what do you think the mayor is lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. First I touch the bracelet. Right, now let's give it a whirl. Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration. This ability to save the smallest twitch, the slightest frown that no one else can see. Now Mirtama was lying somewhere in the statement he just made, and when he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I just had to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. Alright, I got him now. His stick should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I'll pour over every word he says and wait for his stick to appear. And when it does, I perceive it. Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth. The truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? Please tell us more about your merger bid. What more is there to tell? Why were you really seeking to merge with 90 as well? I already told you, tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the price. Revitalized. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you have yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized 90 as well, so you felt it would be an attractive price for tourism, but that would contradict with this. The monster craze in 90 as well is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when Amazing 90s rose up against the municipal merger. The village was practically a ghost town before then. So you see, you couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive price for its tourism. What's the real reason behind you merge Demo Town with 90 as well? Well... Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. Protect her from what? I received a threat. It said either to go through with the merger or my Jinxie dies. What? Awful. Who would do such a thing? I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same? Orban QB was immensely popular, so you have to ask who would want him dead. The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world. But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger protest won't disappear just because the other man was killed. Oh, could it be? What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman's Cube's secret identity, and the secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's merger scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? Evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's just time to use it. Mayor Temma, please take a look at this if you would. That's the amazing 90s mask. What is the meaning of this? This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene, and there was some white hair inside. White hair, you say? There was but one person with white hair in the manor that day? What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex QB, the amazing 90s himself. No way! The other man was impossible. Wait, come to think of it, Alderman QB was a former pro wrestler, so the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's true secret identity. Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the amazing 90s was a threat to the blackmailer scheme. He opposed the merger and as a result single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had been an event at the manor, and maybe Alderman QB had taken part in it, if you get my drift. This is absurd. Mr. Mayor, do you have a proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I had been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it suddenly vanished. The blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the other man. Well, at least we have clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Temma, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned. Apollo, do you really think the Temma Taro, the Jinxiso, is the killer? I don't know, all I know is there is no such thing as monsters. What about the newspaper article? Could the killer have purposefully freed Temma Taro to do their dirty work? Come on, there wasn't any Temma Taro to release in the first place. Yes, but the only suspect the police have right now are the mayor and the yokai. Probably a bee arguing whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can already see that look of disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo, are you really alright? I'm fine. I think of something. Because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow is going to be one doozy of a trial. Can we finally see the trial? Oh my god, finally guys, finally. This is what I dislike about Danganronpa as well, it takes so fucking long to get to the trial. Yes, I see it. You have to press back, okay. District Court, April 18, 9:15 AM. District Court, defendant number 3. Number 4 is still destroyed. You okay, Atana? You have been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Yeah, a real ball of an excitement she is. I just know what she needs. Atana! Didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I find that shouting "I'm fine" in a loud voice really relieves the stress. It's part of my Chords of Steel voice workout and I must before every trial. You want me to shout here? That's right, here. I go first when then you try it. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Alright, I'm Otana Sykes. And I'm fine. I think that actually worked. I thought it might help, always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time. I see. Proven remedy to calm the soul, I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not to get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Oh, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. That's all? That's huge news, but why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. No fair. Inquiry minds want to know. But wow. I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. That suit makes him look like $1 million. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology? That's right, I've heard rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom, been hearing a lot about that lately. So he must be a pretty scary guy considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he cut you down if you talk too much. I knew he was gonna be bad news. It's probably just a hyperbole, at least I hope for your sake. Wait, so is it true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you would like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Better tone down my chores of steel too. So are you all ready? It might be a good idea to check the court request before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright, but I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery, good luck. Thanks. Okay, let's do this shit. The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our client, seek the truth, that's all we can do. Hang in there, Miss Mayor Temma, here comes justice. April 18, 9:30 AM. This record courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Temma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. I will know that big booming voice anywhere, as cheaper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you? Amatana Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner, fresh out law school. Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Now for the prosecution. Appears the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot that he is currently serving time. Let's see, is this a cutscene? Yes, it is a cutscene.
Yup, Prosecutor Blackwell's an inmate. But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
Very good. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him, I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Is the prosecution ready? Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Of course, forgive me. Why are all the people related to this case so scary? Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement if you please. What's the matter? Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It is alright there in the indictment. An opening statement will be pointless. Pointless? Oh, well... Looks like the cat, or in this case the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But we need an opening statement, as in overview of the case at hand. Well then, your boldness is so important, very important. Why don't you do the others? Who? Me? There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly useless things, and then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs, a selfish old fool. Huh? Wait, was it the prosecution's opening statement? Odd daughters such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren, or is it great-grandchildren? All these years I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. May it be a nice change of place? He actually fell for that. That must have been a powerful suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. The opening statement, huh? Let's see here. The victim was one Rex QB, alderman of Ninetales Vale. And the defendant, Damian Temma, mayor of Temma Town, is accused of his murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus, he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in vicinity, at the time of the incident has no motive. So in a nutshell, I would have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your boldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Ho ho ho, flattery will get you anywhere, everywhere. He's playing Simon Says with the judge. Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I also be keeping tabs on Old Blackhill here. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. It was seen that I have been sorely underestimated. Wait, who's protecting who from that? From what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even Old Blackhill here. Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals, get on with your statement. That's the spirit, justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. Prosecutor Blackbeard doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. You know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackbeard. He's so oblivious. Now let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it, but first I would like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Alderman QB was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damian Temma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time Alderman QB was asleep from the drug he unwittingly ingested. So was the other guy. Mayor Temma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed the statue and struck back. What? Alderman QB had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right, the accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he would be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. Estimated time of death around 3:20 PM. The victim had been in a drug-induced slumber. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaired by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. The spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito to bite him.
Objection!
Not so fast, don't try to brush it off by saying the other man had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the summer of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain and sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know. Still sounds a little far-fetched. Does it now? Then perhaps you should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade. I just have for this. And so your life is spared for now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence, don't you agree? Your baldness? The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. Yes, the judge leaning toward the guilty verdict, and the trial has just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Temotaro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in the backwards bird. Perhaps he's complete nodder, and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the other man. The mayor is a strange... donating, try to make withdrawal. I don't know what they are saying. Order, there will be no gossiping in my court. Your baldness, please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they are meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Temotaro. Then again, perhaps he is already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment. The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tama have no relevance to this case. Besides those charms on his head, they are just fashion statement, I think. Come to think of it, such things don't really seem relevant to the case, do they? Prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Thanks for that lifeline, Otano. Careful, Apollo, here's the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives. This guy really is bad news. In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than the statue here. There appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. Two yokai to be exact. One side is the nine-tailed fox, and on the other, Temotaro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. The game begins. Cross-examination. Blackwell. Against Blackwell about the murder.
Hold it!
So those weapons on the wall of the Fox Chamber, I presume those are real? Don't you think keeping real weapons around like that is rather dangerous? No matter what he collected, the other man insisted it to be a real deal. For instance, he had a real demon's club in his possession. Apparently one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. That's got to be an old wives' tale. The other man had pure, unadulterated justice flowing in his veins. Whatever he did it right. We have lost a real champion of justice in his death. Nothing but claptrap and bludder dash Bother Dash if you ask me. Now stop your bleating and tell us these fucking words. What the fuck is this? Bleating and tell us about the weapon. Your wish is my command.
Hold it!
It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Prince could be easily wiped off. You do have a point there. I would venture to say he did not wipe off the prince because he could not. What do you mean? Looks like he wants you to figure it out. Well, don't just stand there, show him who's boss. I'm totally lost, so why don't you just tell me that's for already? I don't think he saw that plea for help. You feeling alright, kid? Running a fever, perhaps? This is a funny game. Which tries came with a reset button. But the specifics may yet got. Please press in detective for Bright. Those sprites were like awesome. At the time, Alderman Kirby was asleep from knock, vomitingly ingested. But it's funny because the other guy also did that, so Damian also was asleep. Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was a sedative in his coffee? Bingo, we found traces of sleeping agent all over the inside of the cup. And that is why he was out cold. That is until he leapt to his feet upon being impaired by the mayor. What an awful way to wake up. A rather stimulating eye-opener if you ask me. I too would have risen to the attack, for to die in battle is the samurai way. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. What the fuck? Perhaps get a Blackbeard, please. Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court. Says the jester in detective's guise. Moving right along. Mayor Temba attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. So the other man was drugged because he was really strong? Did you see those rock-hard muscles of his? I'm surprised the spear even managed to pierce that armor like musculature. I admit I'm completely jealous of that righteous body of his. Ha ha ha. Well, he did look pretty buff even in that suit he had on. Quite a difference when compared with a yellow belly like you. Yellow belly? Who even says that anymore? Yeah, and the color's all wrong too. Oh, I know. How about a squishy red tomato? I move to strike both of your comments from the record. Mr. Justice's character is not the issue here. Now let's get back to what happened after the far more muscular alderman was impaired. Yes, well, your average person would likely have died on the spot. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed the statue and struck back. It just doesn't seem right. Could he really have attacked his attacker after being impaired with that huge spear? Absolutely. After all, he was once a pro wrestler. In injustice of being drugged, then speared, was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman? Absolutely. After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guys in times of need. You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We are talking about real life here. Setting aside the whole of its flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after discovering. So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker. Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds airtight, no wonder he's so confident. No, he only thinks it's airtight, it's just up to us to poke some holes in it. The part about the aldermans fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. So, him fighting back. My cherished... okay. No prints.
Objection!
Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put a spear through him, but the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory. It would appear that the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks is odd about detectives' statue theory. There are no fingerprints. There are no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo... Yeah, he's not wearing gloves. You'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves. Yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed. If he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. Detective Wright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? This can't be happening! Did I arrest the wrong man? You did it, Apollo. You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse. Well, it's just 1 point in our favor. Wouldn't you suppose club the mayor if it wasn't the other man? Well, if it wasn't the other man, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. You mean there was a third party there in the fax chamber? Exactly, and this could be a big break we have been looking for. There does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackwell, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion? The least you could do is look at me while being dismissive. Your mind is as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Dono. Justice Dono? He's been watching too many samurai films. It would take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackwell. A whelp such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship. This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackwell. There is a perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall the blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime. Well, it just so happens that the blood was the mayor's. So, what are you getting at? Own your mind, boy. Why was there blood on the cloth? Solve the riddle and you shall see the hole you thought you found is but an illusion. Now let's see. How was that cloth used? Was it used? Maybe the other man wrapped the statue in the cloth. In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. Precisely. Bully for you, boy. Oh, it was nothing. Apollo, don't let him start manipulating you too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution. I did. Okay. Right. That the statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints is as plain as day. But this also proves there are no holes in our theory of the Elderman striking back. Oops. Facts and demons statue updated in the court record. Now, do you see how dull your mind is? And make sure to sharpen it next time. A particularly frightening inmate once told me that. He always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore. Samurai sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me. Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. Wait, so the inmate was a murdering samurai prison chef? It would seem that the victim and his killer were the only ones there after all. I was kinda attached to that hole. Now, what the fuck is this statement? I was kinda attached to that hole. Guys, I miss her. What the fuck is this statement? Oh my god. January 7, 2026. Soldier of Fortune 2. 6 Xbox port 7, and that's still not the end. Public. Okay, uploading a different video now since I uploaded the part 6 up there.
Okay.
Add this to the Let me check on some stuff, even though I was only playing for 1.5 hours. So Gmail, yes, I've gotten some emails. Yep. Okay. I was kind of attached to that for a while. Oh, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it? Why didn't I think of that? Anybody could have not left prints on it. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please, illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady. There's only one answer, the real killer. Prove the existence of this real killer, then what evidence have you? Oh, I give you evidence, alright. Atena, are you sure about this? Borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks allegedly from a yokai were found at the scene. I believe they are from the third party who struck the mayor with the statue. Is the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killer alderman? That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Objection!
Oh, Atana, you just lost what little credibility we had left. Sorry. Yes, I got carried away. Mr. Justice, we have no time to deal with objections between members of the defense. Sorry, Your Honor. It's just this kid's still, well, a kid. Ouch. You meanie, I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright. So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from yokai, as you put it? No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman. Interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that? Why indeed? Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partner is. Ouch. This is... I'm not reporting to Mr. This I'm not reporting to. Well, hey, Fulbright. Explain to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks? You mean you can explain all that? Haha, your investigative prowess is without equal. I'm starting to think I chose the wrong profession. Very well, let's hear about these so-called yokai feathers and tracks. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tama panicked when the amazing Ninetales had emboldened the protesters. So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. Those feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears? Absolutely, he knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The cursed demon, Temataro, that is. Tamo. Dr. Tamo. Taro, the legendary demon, locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black feather demon, and thus they were blinded to other, more plausible explanations. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at the Kyubi Manor, and as a part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Temataro. Obviously, this person is much more likely suspect than any legendary demon.
Objection!
dullard. You're playing right into the killer's mind games. What? Listen here, the feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believed the murder to be the work of the real Temataro. However, the police believe that the person in the Temataro suit is the killer. The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect the blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the other men, and thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Do you honestly believe Mayor Tema would do something so stupid?
Objection!
The evidence speaks for itself. Fulbright. Right, it was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. Amazing 90s was fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out the path of injustice. But do people of the 90s really believe yokai is behind the crime? Yokai sightings are an everyday event there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds. Just so, a particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. Innocent of heart are the easiest prey. You don't say? Was this inmate a con artist? No, he's a rapist. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. Actually felt sorry for the poor chap. Wait, so he wasn't the predator, but rather the prey? Yes, well... Now then, the defense may proceed with their cross-examination. Like this feathers and tracks. This entire case... Yep.
Hold it!
Detective Fulbright, is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely, they parade around in yokai costumes shouting down with Mayor Tema. And just the other day, they stormed Tema City Hall, claiming it was den of vipers. But when the accused showed his face, the angry mob scattered like leaves upon an autumn wind. For you see, lowly yokai are no match for Temataro, the dark lord of their kind. Wait, are the villagers scared of Mayor Tema or Temataro? I'm confused. I think he means Mayor Tema. It's easy to get the wrong impression about the guy. Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would commit such an act? Mayor Tema panicked when the amazing 90s helped embolden the protest. The amazing 90s, no one knows his true identity, right? That's right. And he was a lone wolf, or in other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. He appeared like a shouting star, defeating one Tematown wrestler after another, and before anyone knew it, he was a champion. Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tematown pro wrestling. He was amazing. If there was a real hero, it would be him. I dream of becoming a true champion of justice just like him someday. A detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. Could even team up with Prosecutor Blackwell. A police detective and a prisoner in chains. You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would. So you do understand the greatness that is the amazing 90s. So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster.
Hold it!
Did the murder and the yokai evidence really stoke the villagers' fears? Absolutely, it had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Temataro has them shaking their boots. Oh my, is it really that bad? A superstitious lot? It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark mass exodus. I see, that's a very persuasive argument. The mere thought of his honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words makes me want to spark my own exodus out of the courtroom right about now. So you see, there can be only one reason why anyone would plant those feathers and tracks. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like yokai was the killer. I have to press on this as well. Pressing on everything because I'm not sure about this case, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, but it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman QB? Excellent point. It is, isn't it? So your honor agrees that there was no reason for the murder, correct?
Objection!
Perhaps the killing was the spur of the moment. You're saying it wasn't premeditated? Meditated? From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery. A startling discovery. Why don't I like the sound of that? Alderman QB's secret identity. Apollo. I think Prosecutor Blackwell has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? This is not good. This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the Amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my, but why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, could it really be? Your boldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex QB, was the Amazing Ninetales, and the mayor's discovery of such was his motive for murder. No. Order. What a shocking development. A motive clearer than crystal clear. What do we do now, Apollo? I don't think they would tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. At least we have reached my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your boldness? I admit it does. It is so odd that he had to create this other persona, just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, your boldness. Right, now take a look at this. Blackmail letter. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetales Vale with Tamba Town. Do not tell anyone about this threat. If you do, consider your... This blackmail letter was found in the Alderman QB's pocket. What? At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital, and that letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tama go missing right after the Alderman's murder? I think maybe the clerk took the letter from the mayor after the murder, planted it into the Alderman's pocket. It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. Talk about being up the creek without a paddle. Mayor Tama would have made a clean getaway if he had just left after planting the yokai things, but he was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the Amazing Ninetales. So it was the Amazing Ninetales in counter-attack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a second. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the Alderman after planting the yokai evidence, and that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that. Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Mayor Tama killed the sleeping Alderman after planting the feathers and the tracks. So let me get this straight. You believe the mayor planted the yokai evidence before the murder, not after? Absolutely, and then he was knocked out cold by the Alderman's lunch punch. He wouldn't have had the chance to plant the evidence after that. Something evidence, not right here. Or to believe that a stiff, humorless man like the mayor could be behind such a stunt. We have to do something, Apollo, before they pin it all on the mayor. And we are going to need to prove that the mayor Temma didn't plan the yokai stuff. How are we supposed to do that? I have... after planting the feathers. But then why is there blood? Can I take a look at this? After...
Objection!
Detective Wright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Yes, and I'm going to prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo. And just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence, then was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. Look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. I'm not sure what the game means here, so I'm gonna save. I think it literally means this one.
Take that!
Okay, continue. Yes.
Take that!
You mean this shit? Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes, see how the feathers are on top of the blood? And tracks were made in blood. In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Yes, I mean, this is obvious, no? Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the other man, but he was knocked out. But you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked out unconscious thereafter. There would be no time for him to plant any evidence at all, therefore. There must have been someone else besides the mayor and the other man at the crime scene. Or there must be some mistake. Order. Where is the evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness testimony for you. You do? But how? What the fuck? Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Temma's daughter. The witness Jinxie Temma saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Temma Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. Will somebody please say something? The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare to mock this court and justice itself? You are unfit to bear the name. You bear your name, boy. Your bold as it appears, our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion. Apollo, think of something quick before you are held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears, but you had better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in the statement here. Jinxie Temma asserts that she saw Temmataro after she discovered the crime scene and called the police. She came around the corner in the hall, it was around here that she saw Temmataro fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind intentionally or otherwise. What? How incredibly unjust. Why haven't I heard about this before? The defense just proved there was someone else. So the mayor isn't the killer? Is it all set up? The prosecutor is convicted felon after all. Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good, now let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Little do you realize that through you are in the midst of fray, your sword is broken. My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled over the fire, that fool and that fop would have seen him. Fool and fop. Oh, you mean Fitch and LaBelle. Now that you mention it. Both Phineas Fitch and Florent LaBelle were in the fire at the time, but they haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see the Temmataro impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Fitch, caretaker of Yubi Manor, to the stand. I just know he must have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackwell. I understand that Mr. Fitch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find, but when we captured him, I didn't think he would end up a witness. Go with him as you will. Did he just say captured? Now wait. I don't wanna know. Very well then. Bailiff, please go walk. Please go wake. Please go walk. Please go wake Mr. Fitch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? The name's Fitch, Phineas Fitch, caretaker of Cuby Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. A little something I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Fitch. Ah, it's those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Fitch stole them again. They are all yours, your lordship. Your ownership. I have returned. So fellas, gonna turn on a good old champagning. Yeah, too expensive for him, but I reckon they will be perfect for someone like your ownership. It's a kind gesture. But legal ethics dictate I cannot accept such gifts. Oh, ethics, schematics. Just take them with you if you want. Polish them up real nice for you too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Fish, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tamataro in the fire after the murder. Guarding the fire. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the fire, just like Mr. Cubis asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 PM. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. The yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreamings. So you are telling me in this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tamataro? I guess testing if everything works. That was guarding in wartime, that's the truth, the holy truth. In butter, in not her butter, the truth. And Tamataro? Bah, you don't believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do ya? I certainly don't. My bracelet, it's... Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki Fish has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Perceive. Now, if I could just zero in on tell some sort of nervous habit. What's a hawk doing in here? Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse, made it his new home in fact. It doesn't live with you, you know, in jail. Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird? Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud, and that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. This isn't some sort of trick or... I won't be able to spot a spot like this. What the heck is going on around here? Run for the hills! No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. Screech! Somebody help! Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. You'll be fine, I think. If there was someone dressed as Tamataro there, Field should have seen him. You just have to put our faith in Jinx's statement for now. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination. Cross-examination. I do this cross-examination, then I take a break, and then I continue Mafia, I think. After that, like an hour later. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Cubis asked. I was making sure no one, fair soul, fishy or otherwise, could get to our guest. Yep. Hold it! Mr. Fish, why did Alderman QB have you handle guard duty? Because he trusts me, I am the manor's caretaker after all. So you took said guard duty seriously? Let me tell you something about me. Listen here, you little tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the fire, and not else. Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir. Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb. Like I said, I was guarding the fire entrance that day. I was making sure no one fares foul, fishy or otherwise could get to our guest. So no one could get to him, Sounds like a security was pretty tight. That's cause there's always lots of sneaks and thieves around festival time. And the solution was to entrust the manner of security to a thief? That's not even funny. Maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know, it seems more like letting the fox guard the hen house to me. So the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously? Yes, sir, your honorship, sir. I was still in my office keeping good watch when the murder happened after 3 PM.
Hold it!
Did you really keep an eye on the fire the entire time? Poor old Fiatchi. Been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy schmancy suit and silly haircut. Sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject here. Geez, Blackwell didn't even say anything. To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye on both. No, both of them, in fact, on the fire. But I didn't see nothing out of ordinary, no siree. Could you describe to the court what you would consider fishy looking? Someone all fidgety and shifty like, you know, like they are about to steal something? He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Fitch didn't see the Tamataro. Maybe Jinx only thinks she saw Tamataro, or maybe Mr. Fitch is lying. And if he's lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. Yeah, I think he went to see a match. I was in my office. Okay, present.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Fitch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at the Stevie listing here, you see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled, something you would never miss. I didn't watch that one, no siree. I was doing my job, just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Fitch, someone even circled that match. It was you, right? Not only that, you even told me to watch. You watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your Rudy Poo lawyer talk. I'm one of them professional types too. I can do double duty, watching TV and the fire at the same time. The only thing Fitch can claim to be a professional is professional thief. Mr. Justice? You would have this court believe the witness was slacking off. That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the fire at the same time. But that's nothing but a bold-faced lie. Bold, you say? But I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice. And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Fitch is lying about watching TV and the fire simultaneously. Now prove it. I guess this thing. Fire diagram. What does this look like? Please take a look at the direction of the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Fitch has eyes where his right ear should be, I would think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why yes, someone watching TV there could impossibly see the entrance. Exactly, and that means Mr. Fitch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim. Bags out the cat, I mean the other way around. Order, order, order of Malkut. But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Fitch less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tamataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
Or there couldn't have been, what now? Granted, the Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about? This. I'm not mind reader. Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still working hard at work, right, Tanuki? They were? I mean, yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. And you say you weren't? My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yeah, my ears were working full time, so who's the liar now, you no good shyster? Lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to ya, Mr. Blackdresser, you really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing, and them bags under your eyes, they are darker than mine. Fair warning, Mr. Firch. Doc is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself in the menu. Yipes, please don't eat me, Mr. Tapa, sir. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly. Years working overtime. This is what I stop, guys. So, this is fun game. It's a lot more fun than Apollo Justice. That's for sure. Did I save? It's just the time is wrong here. Okay, sure. See you guys the next time.